Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, welcome to that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your ever so occasionally humble host, Eric Sizemore, joined by my beautiful co-host dialing in from South Canada, Quiet Michael.
Hi, Eric.
And from the left coast, Brain Damage.
Yeah,
And we're going to have some very, very funny memes for you. But first, a patented, trademark, copyrighted, absolutely essential part of this show, which I do believe we can declare is the best comedy value entertainment in this price range and time slot. And also, just remember that it's all bangers, no repeats, meticulously fact-checked, and everything original, all memes hand-drawn by the comedians themselves. But first, we have to do a little thing we like to call the depressing news.
We're number one.
So slow. Yeah, it's not playing at the speed I wanted it to, so we're moving on. It's been crazy, man. I don't even know what to say. It's been nuts. Let's just get in with the comedians, because my good buddy Neil passed this one along. A mob descended on a comedy club after a comic joked about a politician. So this is pretty crazy, man. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is a prick, by the way, said criticism is the soul of Indian democracy. But his allies unleashed vigilantes on the comic who called a politician a traitor. And the thing that really blew me away was just hours after the video from a stand-up comic showed from a show in Mumbai, a bunch of vigilantes ran to the club where it had been taped and then intimidated the crowd who gathered for a totally unrelated event while police just watched as they vandalized. And I was like, woohoo! Just to, I don't know why I'm showing you this from the largest democracy in the world. It's not like it's a preview of the future or anything. Secretary of Defense and DUI Pentagon hire Pete Hegseth has faced renewed scrutiny after a Signal chat, which is all anybody's been talking about today. Well, that and George Foreman dying. I also got that. People said, hey, did you hear George Foreman died? I was like, no. And then, Hegseth. So I think, has everybody heard the story at this point in time? That they opened up a chat and they added a journalist from the Atlantic. And it's really funny, too. Not a great journalist. Not one of my favorites. Guy lied about WMDs, came up with a whole bunch of other crap. And it's like, wow. But, in this case, he's got the receipts. And the NSC was like, yeah, that's legit. So that was crazy. All day, more and more leaks about it, including that, which one's the guy? Somebody named Steve Witkox or whatever was in Russia at the time. Now, I'm no signals intelligence, intel officer here, but I think if you're on your own private cell phone in another country, those signals probably go through their cell towers. I'm just crazy. I'm just spitballing here, but I'm thinking if you happen to be in Russia, that maybe they're going to bug you, especially if you're working for the president. Anyway, so I don't know. This is just me having fun with it. Democrats
It's hard
actually,
to, you can't, like the only way, Signal's hard to bug, dude. Even if they bug your device. Like literally the only way to fuck Signal up is to send it to somebody who you shouldn't send it to.
I'm going to go ahead and say that Signal has been hacked. The encryption on it has been hacked. And that you don't even need that if you're Russian intelligence, because there are devices that can see the electrons on this screen through this wall if the right thing is pointed at this wall. And if you represent the Trump administration in Russia, I suspect that your walls are being pointed at by things.
Your mom's being pointed at by things.
Yeah, you always say that. Moving on, fired and rehired and baffled, confusion reigns. Thousands of reinstated federal workers are just at a loss. Every day seems to be a new round of people that Doge fired, but then, oops, we actually needed those people and hired them back. It is just a crazy sloshing around of human lives across the country that just smacks of efficiency to a huge number of people in the country, which blows my mind. Also, ICE is trying to deport Yung Seo Chung, Columbia student who attended pro-Palestine protests. She's a lawful permanent resident. She has faced a disciplinary process at Columbia, which found she didn't violate any policies. And then ICE agents showed up at her parents' house and told them that her green card was being revoked. So even if you're a citizen, they can disappear you. It is like a real quick step to being a citizen and then being able to disappear you. Hey, you know, I just was doing some spitballing here because I was looking at Tesla. Everybody thinks Tesla's a really hot stock, so I decided to look at an old school car company like Toyota. And if you had put your money into Toyota 1 year ago, you'd be up 7, almost 8%. But if you're in Tesla, you'd be down 27%. So where's your savior now, Tesla boys? The Kennedy Center, I don't know if you've heard this, but the Kennedy Center is under new management since the president fired the board. So in the last big hurrah, Netflix filmed a Mark Twain Awards ceremony special with the likes of Stephen Colbert, Conan O'Brien, etc. Conan opened up ripping into the other orange asshole, which I think is pretty funny because he's a ginger. And also, it was pretty good. They said, you know, why would he want to replace the board and take over Kennedy Center? And O'Brien said, well, there's a lot going on in the world, but probably taking control of Kennedy Center should be at the top of the list. There you go. Meanwhile, here in Champaign, my local Democrat activist friend Mary King posts 4 mailers by realtors against funding the only low barrier shelter in Champaign-Urbana. I don't know if you can see one of these on here with the green screen, but I've got one of them here. And every YouTube thing that I watch is talking to me about property taxes, you know, from a group of wealthy apartment, you know, monopolists here in Champaign. I don't know what the proper word is. It's not a duopoly or triopoly, but it is a monopoly controlled by families. Anyway, so I just posted this one, the 2-panel from Starship Troopers with the psychic Doogie Howser at the end putting his hand on the alien, and it says landlords facing property tax. It's afraid. It's afraid of funding homeless centers. That's just killing me. Shelters. They texted war plans to civilians, some of them in Russia, on an, I'm sorry, but insecure communications device that's been absolutely nuts. But, you know, there you go. Hillary Clinton reposted, "You have got to be kidding me." which I got, that's the funniest thing she's said. National Strategic Stockpile of Memes and Satire had this post from Ron Filipowski. Apparently, the White House has decided the best course of action is just to lie their way through it, which, you know, if we'd been betting, I mean, we all we would have bet on. They were like, no, there were no war plans discussed. No classified material wasn't sent to the thread, which is really funny because a reporter at the White House said, oh, no classified stuff. Well, then will you publish it since no classified stuff was in there? And you should have seen him, though. Tangerine Toddler just kind of froze on screen and went, deflect, deflect, deflect. Here's a fun one. There was a protest at a Tesla dealership, and this long-haired weirdo named Rick Fuse decided to show up at the Tesla dealership in Berkeley with a taser. See that there in his hand? That's not a phone. That's a taser. And from his bike, he tased this woman at the protest. You can hear it on video. She grabs him by his hair, pulls him on this bicycle, and rams that head into the car 3-4 times before the cops come up and arrest this dick. Apparently, he was really mad because he thought that the group of protesters were paid by George Soros, and he wanted to show his support for Doge and Elon Musk by tasing protesters. So anyway, occasionally, FAFO, occasionally, because, man, you should see it. This woman was not playing around immediately. Grabbed the hair, head into the windshield. Boom, boom, boom. Short, sharp shock. Not recommending it, but not a bad strategy all around. Might want to practice it at home. And we always like to end with a nice, fun animal story. Look at this sand cat. Very rare and endangered race living in Algeria and Libya and Tunisia and all around the Arabian Gulf. Look at this cute little kitty with a snake in its mouth. Anyway, apparently when it hunts large prey, it buries it in the sand, then returns when it's hungry. So it uses the sand like a fridge. It's kind of cool. They hunt at night, and they mainly eat rodents, insects, reptiles, bluebirds, and poisonous snakes. They don't like the regular snakes. They're like, no, 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 no. Bring me the poisonous snakes. It's the way it hunts apparently has surprised biologists because it strikes the head like lightning, followed by a powerful bite from the neck until the prey dies. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. See that? That's lunch. Snake. You know what he had for breakfast? Snake.
Love that.
And he's adorable doing it. Look at this cutie. Stand cat. And that has been your adorable, adorable closing animal story on Facebook for the Blind, wrapping up an episode of the news from Facebook for the Blind for March 25th, 2025. 2525. Got to be something there. And our 200th episode. Handed it off to my beautiful co-host, Michael, for a nice average.
Round one.
Come on, Eric. Here comes my big, long, round one. But in 1 second, because I want to make sure I have all these in order.
Understood. Understood. Sure, we'll fix it in post. Because it is
All right, I got it.
the 500.
I think you guys are really gonna enjoy my first round. The wholesome round, keeping the whole in wholesome. Here we go. Kicking it off with Michael Beatrice Dad. He says, tweets out, Pete Hegsworth just texted me about Fight Club. Brent Terhune, friend of the show, friend of Eric's. Brent
how you
Terhune.
doing, babe?
He says Pete Hegsworth is like if Rudy Giuliani was an alcoholic and Secretary of Defense. Later, Brent says, Pete Hegsworth just texted me, the fuck is up, bro? Ready to invade Mars? LOL. But for real, Tuesday it's going down. About to be lit. Sorry, wrong number. About to be lit, though, for real. Here we go. Shifting gears here. Here's Hank Hill and Bobby Hill, and Bobby's pissed. And Hank says, you know what's not cool, Bobby? And Bobby turns and says, texting war plans to your homies? I love this one. It says, nobody will remember your salary, the car you drove, the hours you worked. People will definitely remember that you accidentally invited a journalist into a top secret war briefing group chat. And I think that might be my last one for this round. I'm wrong. It's not my last one for this round.
Wow.
Feministabulous is retweeting Liz Plank Substack, who says, drunk text your ex? Congrats. You're still smarter than Pete Hegsworth. Feministabulous says, heart this if you didn't threaten national security at work today.
Nice.
Here we go. This is the classic guy and girl texting each other. She texts you up, and he texts back, we're bombing Yemen tomorrow. And Ian Zondi says, you're in her DMs. I'm accidentally in the top secret American military group chat. We are not the same. All right. That's all I have for round one. Kicking it over to brain damage.
All right. Here we go. We're going to start off with spirit science. And yes, I had this hat on for a reason, Eric. It says, in
Nice.
a strange twist, orcas have revived the tradition of wearing dead salmon hats after abandoning it for 37 years. The article delves into the puzzling behavior and what it might tell us about orca culture, communication, and explore the latest discovery. And you see, if we close up, yes, it's not just an AI cartoon image. We actually have the orca wearing the salmon hat. And I'm a hat guy, and I got on the orca hat. So I thought that was cool as fuck. And since you always end with a cool animal story, I started with it. Now we got Photoshop of horrors. Here we have a photo of Easy E, but photoshopped in is Lionel Richie. It says easy like Sunday mornings.
Oh my
But it's-
God.
yeah.
Is it me you're looking for?
And then Rich Thornton has hello, and we have a Vinyl Richie. Lionel Richie's afro is a vinyl record. Easy. Then we got Casey, my homie Casey Mon posted this one in the group chat. Failed the Render Comedy Club and BR. We post. What if I hugged you really tight and then loosened my grip slowly and then told you your blood pressure is 140/90?
I'm gonna try that.
Here we go with Photoshop of horrors again. I think I followed, and it says Bruce Wayne's World, and here we have old.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
damn, what was my guy's
Adam
name
West.
again? Adam West.
Yes.
As the old Batman with a guitar in his hand, and next to him is Garth from Wayne's World. That's the name, right? Garth?
Yeah. Wayne and Garth.
Excellent.
Mhm.
And here we have someone posted. I had to ask Diane if there was like a website called Aldi or something, and she confirmed there is. And it said, I've just bought a Humpty Dumpty toy from Aldi. It's brilliant! It comes with Aldi Kings, horses, and Aldi Kings, men.
Oh my God.
It's got to be Aldi, right? The grocery
Aldi.
store.
Yeah, Aldi.
Yeah.
It's like
I just wanted
Albrecht.
to do that.
Maybe they just don't
accent,
have
though.
those out west.
Yeah.
You guys have Albertsons?
Yep.
Aldi? No? It's all the same
Yep.
thing.
We have Albertsons, but it's also, I think, Lucky's. I don't know. Anyways,
Same
whatever
thing.
fucking website. I think I got these all from a meme page called The Fuckery or some shit like that. But anyways, this one says driving class 10 and 2. Real life 7 and French fries. I miss French fries.
Nice.
Here we have somebody named Dennis Smith posted, if your mom traumatized you by brushing your hair way too hard, you may be entitled to compensation. I sent this to my daughter and she texted me back, I'm dead. Here we've got puns. And we just show somebody with a stick shift. Who knew? And one gear it says, my dad just sent me this. And the first gear is labeled Van Clutch. The second one is Van Stop. And the third one just has a picture of Van Gogh.
Nice.
I love it.
And then here we have dad jokes. It says in the year 3000 in 3026 years, life will be either really good or really bad. It's 50-50. That's a math joke. And speaking of math, comedian Doug Ferrari posted, last one out the door at the Department of Education should erase the entire student loan database. Be a legend.
Yep.
That's a Fight Club callback there for you.
Nice
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Fight Club twice already.
Yeah. Handing it off to you, Eric.
Nice. Thank you so much. And yeah, I was just racing to take that one out of my set. It's like, oh no, you got it. Very good. Perfect.
I might have to reboot. My thing is acting up. So
Oh my. It's technical issues night here on the show. 500 episodes.
And a Falkland.
Unbelievable. Gonna kick things off with a post from founding zaddy of the show.
No, we're not doing that. Founding father is fine.
And he has a 4-panel Calvin and Hobbes, black and white here. Says the problem with, and we see Calvin talking to Hobbes, and he's dialing on the radio, an old radio with an antenna. Says the problem with rock and roll is that the generation that created it is now the establishment. Rock pretends it's still rebellious with its video posturing, but who believes it? The stars are 45-year-old zillionaires, or they endorse soft drinks.
Satan.
Revolution is a capitalist industry. Give me a break. Says, fortunately, I found some protest music for today's youth. This stuff really offends mom and dad. And it's all colored in Facebook for the Blind colors, and you see Cobbs putting his hands over his ears. Easy listening music? Play it real quiet, too. That's as wholesome as I get, ladies and gentlemen. Friend of the show, Mr. Hicks. You guys remember Andrew? I'm sure he posted this one, and it is just stunningly gorgeous. There are 6 multicolored lava lamps in this chandelier, and they have been wired in there. And all I could say was winning at chandeliers. That is amazing. I now need 6 lava lamps and a chandelier, maybe 7. I don't know. Anyway, you're welcome. Here we have a little Kermit the Frog, and Kermit the Frog's leaning up against the wall, and it says, "I'm at that place in my life where errands are starting to count as going out." Oh yeah, me too, Kermit. Me too. I understand that. This guy went out and had a bad experience, posted this flyer up on a pole, says 25 men entered my home last night. Yes, photos. He says, I wasn't home, but my security cam caught it all. They didn't take anything. They just stood around silently for about 20 minutes, and then they left. And I found this, and there's a card that says, thank you for having us, 25 men. Even though they didn't take anything, this is still trespassing, which I don't appreciate. I want to find and punish all 25 men. Please take a man's photo and find that man and then text me. And it's got the little tear-offs of all the men's faces. And a number to text it to. Wholesome round. This was just, people are now referring to Pete Hegseth as Whiskey Leaks, and I'm kind of miffed I didn't think of it first. And I feel that one. I was like, oh, Whiskey Leaks. Perfect. Friend of the show, Kristen Yanakis, who runs the open mic, sent me this t-shirt for some reason. It says, biggest slut at the public library. I didn't have the heart to tell her, Kristen, that is a hard title to win. You have no idea. Here we have this headline from The Onion. Chuck Schumer helps pull Democrats back from the brink of courage. Don't know if you remember that. He could have shut the government down, but he was like, nah. Even though I've been saying we're going to do it all week, let's not. Let's pretend like we're going to. We'll fake them out. It'll be like chicken, except we'll pull away at the last minute, because we always do. Oh, yep, you got me over there. Already a rerun. Here we have a 2-panel from the, who's it? Looks like a New Yorker cartoon. I don't think it is a New Yorker cartoon, but it looks like it. We have 2 women walking along. Must be kind of youngish, because the one woman's wearing like a stocking cap and a flannel, and they're talking to each other. She says, I just want to live at the center of it all, have kids only after I achieve my career goals, move to a farm where I own baby goats, and be fulfilled spiritually and professionally at every stage. Is that too much to ask? Yeah, it is. Anti-QAnon memes has this post from Catherine Louise. It says, DoorDash and Klarna have signed a deal where customers can choose to pay for food deliveries in interest-free installments. Brendan Duke says they start dismantling the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and then DoorDash becomes a payday lender a month later. And finally, from Jason Brown, he has this post from the Economic Left quoting Zach Vole. The year is 2038, and you owe $50,000 of burrito debt to DoorDash, but you can manage to pay it all off by living in Mr. Beast's minivan for 80 days. And that wraps up the wholesome round 1. Handed it back to you, Michael.
All right, Eric, here we go with round 2, the second round. Kicking it off with Trash Can Paul.
Paul.
Yeah, keeping it nasty.
Love Paul.
Here we have a picture of underwear band, just the underwear band. There's no actual underwear left.
I've
I
seen
wanna
holy
say-
underwear, but those are all whole.
And even the tag is like just gnarly. And it says, she's trying to get me to throw these out. Back me up. These are still good.
That is the best take on that joke I've seen in a long fucking
It's
time.
so good.
Ugh.
Messiah Payne? Retweets like Spectrum News 13, and it says Sniffles needs a good home. And it is a picture of a dog with British teeth and no upper lip. Is there a better way to say that? I don't think so.
I mean, I'll allow it.
It's a Poodle and Pooch Rescue of Florida. It is the most hideous dog I've ever seen. And it says Sniffles needs a good home. Messiah Payne says Sniffles better get the fuck out of my face. Moist Buddha, friend of the show, Moist Buddha. Keeping it
Buddha.
moist. Keeping it Buddha. He pairs up here, or they pair up here with Do You Even Lift? New friend of the show. Do you even lift? And Mike Primavera at Prima Awesome, friend of the show, Mike Primavera. He says, old guy at the gym wearing short shorts, just bit down to tie his shoe, and the old flesh chandelier fell right out of the ballroom.
Oh my God.
And Georgie at Beefy Gorilla says, bro was gifted with eloquent speech and uses it for evil. Oh, the Hard Times, friend of the show, the Hard Times. Listen, if you're not following the hardtimes.net, like, where the fuck are you getting your hard times from? You know?
Why are you even on the internet? Jesus.
Really, it's got a picture of a hipster who looks shocked. And it says, man who routinely gets blackout drunk blames morning anxiety on cold brew.
Uh,
I want to hide this panel thing. Oh, but you know what? When I do that, then I don't know when I'm done. Okay. This is, I think I stole this from Trash Can. It's a picture of like, I don't know, what is this? Isn't this from Lord of the Rings, actually?
It does look like a wraith.
Yeah, Wraith.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
So wearing the like death hood, but
Sorry.
with like metal like gloves and a massive sword. And it says in impact font across the front of it, this, but I'm wearing a pink thong underneath. Oh my God. Eric, as soon as I saw this meme this week, I couldn't wait to show it to you. It says kids be like 4 p.m., nothing. 5 p.m., nothing. 6 p.m., nothing. 7 p.m., nothing. 8 p.m., nothing. 9 p.m., some major shit went down at recess today.
Nice.
That is life, man. I don't know how many more I have for this round, so let's just end it here. The Onion is reporting that experts recommend using hunger as an egg substitute. And that's all I have for round 2. The second round, kicking it over to brain damage.
All right, let's try it out. I don't think you're gonna like this one. We'll see. We'll see. But if you haven't noticed, I've been theming my round 2s, and this one we'll start with the MMA outsiders. But Holland hits the omoplata, and Nelson just stands there and lifts him, and both men are laughing. Rare to see both men laugh during the fight. This actually happened this weekend, and Kevin Holland really hit this omoplata, and Gunnar Nelson picked him up, and they were laughing while they were fighting. That was pretty fun. So I just had to highlight that. And then here we have a picture of Dan Hooker getting kicked in the jaw by Jalen Turner. And this is a post from Stand 'em Up and from somebody. This thing keeps getting in my way. Emil Saradine or something like that. And it says Dan Hooker had one of the craziest comebacks in recent memory versus Jalen Turner in 2023. After eating this beautiful head kick from Turner, Hooker saw the upside down. And this post went on to show and him talk about how he saw the upside down, but he did actually come back to win that fight. So it was a pretty dope ass fight, and I wanted to highlight that anyway. Anyways, let's move on. And somebody named BEM posts a picture of Willy Wonka, and it says, "Come with me, and you'll see why I'm on so many medications." Yeah. And then we'll do 420 for life. Has a picture of SpongeBob frustrated as hell in his underwears, and in front of him he has a pack of raw zigzags and a big bag of weed and a raw rolling tray. And it says, "People who smoke but can't roll just sit there looking at the weed like, ah." And this is me without a blunt. I cannot roll a joint for shit. And even the raps that I got these days keep falling apart. It's I went and bought a pipe. Is what it boils down to. Let's move on. Uh, Somebody named Shelly Ray posted a picture of Ted with some empty beer bottles and down in his third beer. Says, ever look around and think I'm too sober for this shit?
Oh yeah.
And this was from Psycho Bitch. And speaking of, and then we got Zach McClintic posted a picture that says, when you actually type in Nacho Man Randy Savage, and here we have Macho Man Randy Savage decked out in some nachos and some jalapenos. Oh yeah, brother. And then here we have photo edits by Sean, and it's Macho Man Randy Cabbage. And here we have Macho Man decked out in armor of cabbage. And doesn't he look delicious, Eric?
I love it.
Oh,
I kind of want a salad. Yes.
I put that one in by accident. I was supposed to be at the end. Spoiler alert. Anyways, 90s nostalgia. Post. If someone tells you wrestling is fake, put that jabroni in a sharpshooter. You don't need that negativity in your life. A cartoon man putting another man in a sharpshooter, aka Scorpion Deathlock. And Trigger Wrestling puts Plank 1, Moxley 0. And here we have the plank from, what is that, Ed, and Eddie? With some spikes on it on John Moxley's back, because to prove wrestling is not fake, yes, I did fuck it up, Eric. AEW Dynamite posted the picture. John Moxley actually took this spiked 2x4 full of nails to his back, and it was stuck in his back, and Wheeler Yuta was trying to yank it out of his back, and it was stuck. And there was and they suplexed him on there. There was no fucking reason for it. And then I was gonna say,
how long ago was this?
This was the last week Dynamite. It was Wednesday.
Woo!
Yeah, it was rough, and no fucking reason. I don't know if I'm getting older, if the wrestling's getting too much, because I grew up on EC, like, you know, I ECW changed my life, and I just, yeah, I seen that and was just like, nope.
I
So if
gotta
they tell you wrestling is fake, Eric, tell them, nah, there's some of that stuff that's just.
I visited TD in the hospital, and you know he had all kinds of gross stuff going on with himself. But the wrestling he was watching was even worse.
Hell yeah!
Broken glass and tacks and crap all over the stage. People were bleeding, and I was going, "Is this real? This is horrible." He's like, "I love it."
Yeah, even the 20 years that I tapped out on wrestling, if I'd hear somebody say wrestling's fake, I'd be like, well, it's scripted. You know what I mean? Like, I don't watch the shit no more, but you got to give these guys credit, man. If I fucking tell you that I'm going to slam you on this table and then slam you don't think it's going to hurt? They'd be like, well. But yeah. Anyways, passing it off to you, Eric.
I'm going to send you this
I'll
5
go do the
minute
sports round forever.
I'm going to send you a 5-minute cartoon that I sent TD because I was like, this is all I understand about wrestling. So,
Nice.
Send it to you too. Breaking news. It is with great sadness we report Donald Trump was found alive today at his Mar-a-Lago home. There is always a chance in tomorrow's obituary, so stay tuned. Come back. This one's just a story from the news. Tesla's stock is having its worst stretch ever, and the bad news keeps on coming. And I got to tell you, the reason that I posted this is because I added 12 lines of ketamine to this photo, and almost nobody noticed. Nobody said anything. I was like come on, guys. Look, I put in, really? I mean, nothing? So, anyway, what are you going to, I know, but well, you know, you try. Anyway. I'm so glad that Michael is back in the room because I really wanted to show him this one. Oh, this doesn't work right at all. This is a post from, what is it, Invincible? Is that the right term? And we have Invincible talking to his son. And
no, Omni-Man is the dad. Invincible is the son.
Okay, Omni-Man talking to Invincible, and they are labeled actual artists, and they are looking at 2 jet aircraft labeled AI art. And it says, look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power. Because, you know, they can fly and stuff. And Jesse Lamb said, "It hurts, but I had to do it." And replying to that, guy says, "Very ironic you made this post without using your own art." And he like reposts, "It's Jesse Lamb, from the animation department of Invincible."
That sucks, man.
These are some of my favorite things on the internet, though, are the clapbacks to smartasses that are just like, shut up. Anyway, that was just for you, Michael. Glad you saw it. Blacksmith, without an A and without an I, Blacksmith says, "Say what you will about this clown car administration, but at least it's done wonders for reducing my imposter syndrome." Tell you what, I did. I walk a little straighter. Hey, I didn't text, classified data. Friend of the show, Jim Narika says, "The core idea of the right is that you only have freedom when you're taking it away from someone else." I'm sorry, that's not funny. That's just true. Here we have a picture of Wayne LaPierre holding a rifle when he was president of NRA. It says, "NRA accidentally forgets to rise up against tyrannical government." An embarrassed National Rifle Association says it totally forgot to do the one thing it's been saying for years it is solely there to do. Moving on, Drew Cage says, "But it was assigned Gulf of Mexico at birth." I know, I like it too. Here we have an AI-generated Batman and Robin. Interestingly, it is the Adam West version-ish, I think, of Batman, but obviously it's Trump in it because his blonde coif is poking out of it, and Elon is Robin, and it's labeled Batshit and Robbing. So, I don't know, it's AI art, so. Best and worst of Twitter, too, and I like half of their stuff, has a post from Dion Marte. Says, "Believing in the Bible makes you a Christian, but reading and understanding the Bible from first to the last page makes you an atheist." And Sophia Loren says, "Strongly disagree." Jamie replies back, "Sophie, I do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man. She must be silent. 1 Timothy 2:12. Please be silent, Sophia."
Oh, shit.
Okay, it was just to tick off Michael, but he left camera. In a callback to Michael's joke from last week, here's a picture of Stephen Miller on Fox News captioned, "I am tired of immigrants telling me I look like a penis." The algorithm spooned it up to me right after you said it on the show, dude. This is just a picture of a Cybertruck with a penis spray painted on the side. It says, "Spray painted penis, only thing holding Cybertruck together."
Oh.
It's the funniest thing. I got caught behind a Cybertruck in traffic last week, and I found myself flinching. Like, I want one of those panels to come flying off at me, man. And I was like, "We're not even on the highway." I'm like, "I don't know, man. If it was gonna happen, it happened to me, and I don't want it to happen." So, all right, I got about 3-4 more left here. Here we have the couple at the door with the Bible, and they're saying, "Have you heard the word of Doge today?" I made this one. I've been dropping it into right-wing groups all week. It's hilarious. Just tossing it in the hornet's nest. Working on new iterations, too. Made a couple of memes this week. Give a Shift About Nature, and if you're not following Give a Shift About Nature, you are missing out. Says, "They're running the country worse than a business. No good business would randomly fire thousands of key workers, lose productivity, and then hire them back with back pay." It's just nuts. Friend of the show, Murph says, "Embarrassing day for the butter emails crowd." And he says, "Yeah, but they're not that quick." And I was like, "And they don't have any shame." Like, they're not gonna figure this out. Got 2 left here. We have the oh man, what is her name? Is it Levitt? I think it's Carol Levitt. This is the White House spokesperson here, and the before and after photos seem to indicate that her nose is considerably different.
Hail Satan!
And Marlene Robinson, and Everyone Still Hates Trump, says, "Whoever did her Michael Jackson's nose should lose their license." Daddy Issues at Sunny Day Real Leaf says, "Went from she/he to he. It's a pronoun joke." Anyway. And finally, Carlo Malice has posted this woman upset crying on the phone, and it says Elon Musk begging Grimes to not release the pegging video.
That, by the way, is not the reason we dislike Elon Musk.
No, not at all. But it's really funny that Grimes is threatening to release the pegging video. And I wish more people were talking about the release of the pegging video and how Elon likes to get pegged, and all his incel guys should know that. That's all. I just want them to know. And I think the funny thing will be that once the incels find that out, ladies, you're going to be stuck with a choice. Because there's going to be all these incels out there, and you're going to be tempted to really hurt them. You're going to want reparations. Please. Restrain yourselves. Please. I swear to God, don't kill them. And that wraps up my second round. Handing it back to you, Michael, for the penultimate round. My God, we're already here.
I know, it's hard to believe. This show's going fast.
So fast.
All right, here we go, you nerds. Round 3, the penultimate round. Kicking it off with The Hill, who quotes Lindsey Graham, "When I die, God isn't going to ask, why didn't you convict Trump?" Charlie Sykes replies, "Perhaps you shouldn't assume that you'll be talking to God."
Oh! I like it.
Oh, some personal exciting news. I've had enough. That's all this meme says.
That's tight. That's tight.
Man, I actually pulled this one in hopes that TD would be here tonight. I'll just send it to him. It's still real to us. You know what? Brain, why don't you go ahead and read this one for us?
Says, if it involves weed, professional wrestling, or potatoes, I'm probably down.
Yeah.
You and 14.6 thousand other people.
Yeah.
Oh man, this one hit too close to home. It says dangerous situation. And there, I don't know who the guy is in the front. He's too blurry for me to make him out. He's definitely a
It's AJ
wrestler.
Styles.
Oh, okay, there you go. Wait, that's AJ Styles?
Well, I don't. Yeah, I guess the meme is somebody else, but I guess that's my bad. It's AJ Styles and the Undertaker from that like graveyard match they had or whatever, but it does look
Yeah.
like somebody else's faces are on them.
Oh, okay. So AJ Styles has headphones on and he's like, looks like they're just singing. And it says, "Me in my room enjoying music on full volume." And then right behind him is the Undertaker, who looks like he's about to kill him. And it says, "My mom who called my name 5 times."
Oh God.
Did we already do this BEM?
I don't recognize this.
No, but I had
You shared another from BEM though, right?
Yeah, I had a different one, but I'm taking this one off round 3.
VEM making a strong showing. There's a dominatrix and she says, "Are you a naughty boy?" And then we see the man in the bed and he says, "Yes." And then the dominatrix takes off her mask and reveals that she's actually Santa Claus. And he says, "I fucking thought so." Oh, I really love this meme. It says before and after. And each one of these is a before and after photo. And the first is before and after cocaine. And on the left, she looks young and vibrant. And on the right, she looks rough. The next is before and after alcohol. And on the left, he looks youngish and, healthy. And on the right, he looks really worn out. Crack. She looks young and healthy. On the right, she looks much older and much less healthy. And then before and after canceling plans. And on the left, he looks sad. And on the right, he looks really happy. Oh, the Onion is reporting that Trump claims he can overrule Constitution with an executive order because of a very little known, quote, "no one will stop me" loophole.
Yeah, no shit.
That
Yeah.
was just kind of sad.
Yeah.
I don't know this actor's name, but
Oh, it's the guy from The Bear.
yeah, the guy from The Bear. I knew him from what was the name of that show about the people from Southside Chicago?
Shameless.
What was it?
Shameless.
Shameless. Yeah, that's what I knew him for. Anyway, It says, I've never seen an insult so specific that fits so well. And it's a picture of that dude. And somebody says, he always looks like he's doing long division in his head. And that is so
Yeah.
specific. And it really does fit. That is exactly what this dude always looks like.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I'm afraid that's all I have for round 3, the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most.
Wow.
Sorry so soon. I can't see how far along I am because this stupid thing is hiding it now. Back to you, brain damage.
Things and stuff.
Go. We have Doug Ferrari making a second appearance. Bob Microsoft has the picture of the Microsoft clip. The little helper
Clippy.
with his googly eyeballs. It says, "It looks like you're trying to discuss highly sensitive military plans. Would you like to include a journalist in the chat?" Here we have Red Squirrel, and it says head, shoulders, and it has a picture of a foot, and on the toes it has a Nissan symbol on each toes. Yeah. Let's review that again. Head, shoulders, Nissan toes, Nissan toes. Okay.
That is so stupid.
Somebody named right. Jessica Strandridge. There's a picture of Gambit, and his card is all lit up, but it's an Uno card, and it says, "When you have to teach the kids that family means nothing in Uno."
Yep, reverse order.
Yeah.
Ruthless.
And then here we have the pic, the meme of the girl and the guy texting on the 2 panel, and it's savage mom life. But it's now, wait a dang minute, and she says, "I'm just not really in a good state right now." And he goes, "Damn, Ohio."
Yeah, no shit. I learned new things about Ohio that scared me today. I just want to say that.
This one scares me, Eric. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. This one's Sports Spectators, and it says the how do you say this word?
Chesapeake oyster catchers.
Chesapeake oyster catchers minor league baseball team logo is wild, and it is a baseball mitt.
Wow.
With an oyster inside of it and a baseball where the oyster pearl thing is, and it is disturbingly oddly looking like
I'm having a tough time looking away from it.
Yeah. So Chesapeake oyster catchers, fuck y'all. Let's just move on. Expanded reality puts "Love You Dad," and it says, "My dad wanted to take a nice picture with the waterfall in Yosemite." And Dad posed where the waterfall is very far in the background, and he put his face way close to the camera and then put his finger to his nostril as if to look as he is blowing his nose, and that waterfall is coming out of his nose. Yeah. And Grandma's Funnies posted a cartoon picture of 2 rocker dudes, and one has on a vest that says Led Zeppelin, and the other has on AC/DC. And there is a stairway to heaven and a highway to hell, and Led Zeppelin tells AC/DC, "We split ways here, man." And then somebody named Tracy Lay Manos, I hope I said that right, says, "Me, it's going to be hot or cold today. The weather, yes."
That's one thing San Francisco and the Midwest have in common.
And Old Timers puts a picture of Mr. Miyagi looking very smug and high, by the way. And it says, "The weather be like, coat on, coat off, coat on, coat off." Hail Satan! And this one's gonna be the last one for me. My homie Marchese puts the majestic balded eagle, and it says bald eagle, but this eagle has a gigantic set of nuts hanging from it, Eric.
Yep.
Huge
balls.
And I hate that I had to do it to you, because when I found that meme, I told Diane I really wanted to say, "And handing it off to you, TD," but I know he wouldn't come 2 weeks in a row, so Like
Sure.
Michael said, I'll just send it to him.
Understood. Nope, it's back to me.
Back to you.
That's how we do the show now. Yeah, that's right. Same way we've done it
In
500
order.
times. Okay. Heading into the third round, screaming through this, having a good time doing it too. The penultimate round here. Comedian Izzy Salhani up in Chicago. If you haven't seen Izzy Salhani, definitely follow her. Give her a follow. Get up, see her shows. She produces shows up in Chicago. She says the country's Republican-led national security team leaked sensitive war details to a journalist. Democrats, in response, made a bumper sticker, which sounds about on brand. And these are like some sample lines, I guess, from imaginary bumper stickers. We were elected before this became a real job. We bombed Arabs before it was cool. And keep calm. This is bad for our stocks, too. Friend of the show, comedian Steve Hofstetter said, idea for a movie. Two idiots have to recreate the wild adventures they got into while they were drunk the night before. It's called, Dude, Where's My National Security Secrets? Friend of the show and founding Zaddy, George Hussein Cruikshank, has this post from the Political Atheist who says, Jeffrey Goldberg, thinking he was being pranked and then realizing he actually was just in the War Plans group chat, is such a good microcosm of how it feels to be alive right now. Everything seems fake until you realize it's actually real and incredibly stupid. Dr. Seasonal Creep says, I knew one day I'd have to watch powerful men burn the world down. I just didn't expect them to be such losers. Unspeakable Crimes. Give him a follow if you want. I didn't. Not telling you how to live your life. Has this post of a top 10 list from David Letterman with good old Eminem. And he has several points to do in his top 10. Number 4, remember the magic words. Please, thank you, and step off, bitch. Number 3, money doesn't buy happiness. It buys crazy ass happiness. Number 2, if I sign something for you and I see it on eBay when you go home, I'm going to be under your bed. And number 1, do not watch David Letterman's top 10 list. It's a terrible show. Which I thought was pretty good. Nothing there. Friend of the show, Katie, had this original post. Take that, depression. Me, after I took down my Christmas tree on March 20th. And you're like, hey, Eric, when did you take your Christmas tree down? The 21st, because I saw Katie's post.
Damn.
Shut up. I like Christmas. Normie Has-Beens, and if you're not following Normie Has-Beens, you are missing out. Has this post from Joe Terranova, who posted Punk Rock Bottom. Punk Rock Bottom has quite a bit to say here. Customer started yelling at me because I was 1 minute late to open the shop, so I banned him from shopping with us and locked the door on him. Play stupid games. Then a little while later, a couple hours later, says, this man had the audacity to come back at the end of the day as I was closing up by the fucking way, ranting and raving about how he'd been mistreated and that no one even bothered to reply to his complaint email all day. Well, I had the unbridled joy of informing him that not only had I seen his email, which was insanely abusive towards me for the crime of being 1 minute late and not putting up with his shit first thing in the morning, but that I also was the manager who demanded to speak to, and now also had our IT team block his IP address from being able to contact us or order with us ever again. I should have been allowed to castrate the man, but this will have to do. And finally, okay, this got way more notes than I was expecting, so I feel like I should add some important context here. I'm not management. I'm not even middle management. I'm just some guy that works here. I don't have the authority to do any of this. I just like lying to customers. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what you should do, Punk Rock Bottom. Intellectual Dork Web has this post saying, man, technology is crazy because Tesla is introducing the new innovative tactical bulletproof body system. It's just a baby and a Bjorn on his front. Protect yourself in all life from all the people you pissed off with toddlers. Our tactical offensive defense damage limiting emergency reinforcement shield, or toddlers for short. Never worry about your safety again. And Jake has commented, it looks like a 4-legged baby. Musk with a Bjorn. Anti-QAnon memes, and if you're not following anti-QAnon memes, you're missing out. They reposted middle-aged riot with Jeepers, Kyle. You broke? Because he's commenting on Kyle Rittenhouse, who's complaining that now X, or shitter, as we call it, is $50 for a premium membership. This is ridiculous. And Jeepers, Kyle, you broke? What happened to all that money you were going to make from defamation lawsuits against people calling you a murderer, you broke-ass murderer? Lon Mar says he's a murderer. Halfway through here with Fight for a Union, saying, I hope people finally understand you can't run a country like a for-profit corporation. And Chris comments, to be fair, you shouldn't run a business like this either. Which is spot on. Absolutely true. I made a meme. I never did that when we started this show. Got a picture of balding Elon and the Twitter bird, and it says, how many strokes have you given Elon's tweeter today? Okay, good. I'll take a giggle. I want to, like, this is what I'm going to reply to the fanboys with. And I was trying all day to workshop it, talk to a few of my other buddies. Got this one from my friend Ben, who says, oh my, look at your 401k evaporate. Totally my fault. So what? Can I still sleep with your wife? And it's Donald Trump. And we were like iterating different stuff on this. Like, you know, if Donald Trump stole your entire 401k, would you break up with him because he fucked your wife? I don't know, different stuff like that. I'm sorry, I can't even do it. Here's a post from God. If you're not following God, you're missing out. Today, Kevin Sorbo said the left can't make movies. Kevin Sorbo said this. Kevin Sorbo. You're like, who's Kevin Sorbo? A dude who is completely irrelevant these days. And that wraps up my penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most coming back at you. Michael, what you got?
All right, here we go. This week, my post with the most. The stupid volume thing's in the way. Hang on. I can't click. There it goes. I missed my Chromebook, Eric. I'm going back to my Chromebook.
Sure.
This week, my post with the most comes from, I'm almost certain this was stepbro.steve. And it's two panels. The first panel is this car salesman and the customer, and there's a picture of a Tesla. And it says, car salesman, slaps roof. And the second panel is just an explosion.
Boom.
And that was my post with the most. What do you got this? What do you got this week, brain damage?
All right, let's try it. I got somebody named Amber Phillips Ash something.
Hey,
and
Amber.
It says tattoo artist ... And it says the only person you can trust with Vaseline on their finger.
Oh, Amber, who hurt you? Well, my post with the most got a lot of activity, 710 interactions in really a very short amount of time because I just put it up today. Just me and my avatar and flannel shirt saying every text is a drunk text when you're Pete Hegseth.
That's so good. I actually quoted this and sent it to a friend of mine.
It's bouncy. It's Stuart Huff used to say bouncy language.
It's just perfect. I also wanted to say, Brain, about your post with the most. I actually went with a friend today who went to get this same like symbol that I have here, the Cairo. Oh, let me see if I can get there we go. The P and the X.
Yeah.
And it's a Christian symbol. And I was like, hey, just be smarter than me because I actually accidentally got mine backwards. The P is backwards on mine. I was like, it's just, you don't want to get a backwards Jesus tattooed. It's just not cool, man. And so I was there with her. She got her tattoo. And she got back on it. She had to hop on a plane like right after. And she texted me from the plane and she's like, wait a second, look at these pictures. We took pictures with our tattoos next to each other because I have the same symbol, you know?
Yeah. She's
like, why are our P's faced the same direction? She got hers backwards too.
So you can't trust the tattoo artist with the Vaseline on
Not
his
even,
face
you
either.
can't even trust them. No. And it wasn't like they used mine as like, they didn't use my tattoo at all. I have long sleeves on today. You know what I mean? Like it was, they just printed it out, the same mistake made twice.
Dude, my favorite is that tattoo that goes around every once in a while. It just says no regrets.
Yeah, no regrets or no regrets. All right, wrap this show up, dude. We're
Ladies and
done.
gentlemen, that fully constitutes a wholly legal vestige of an episode of Facebook for the Blind, and not just any episode, but a bicentennial for FB4tB, our 200th. And to all our listeners out there in the world of YouTube that is now unlocked again, we love you. Mwah.
And to all our George Crunkshank, love you, George.
Love you, Beverly.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.